So I guess we'll start with the general one. How did you feel about your first outing?
I mean, body-wise, I felt good, and that's always first and foremost, especially early in the season. Execution-wise, definitely could have been better. Just threw way too many pitches. Got into bad counts. Fastball command was a little spotty, but overall, just happy to get that first one out of the way. And obviously, the team, we won, so it's a good day.
What do you feel like to just have all the hoopla, just with the pictures and everything? Just what did it mean to you to have the support that you got here from the fans locally and out here for the first time?
Yeah, the fans were awesome. That's what I heard about nonstop throughout the spring, especially here in Frisco. The fans are great, and they proved that today, and they made it a really fun environment to play in.
One of the things that Jeff Andrews said is that he would be watching from you is like, how can you control the game? It's going to be your first first pro outing. How can you control your emotions? How did that feel, like, as far as mentally and emotionally? How did that feel?
Yeah, it's always pretty much every game. There's game day anxiety. How's this going to feel? How's this going to feel? And then for me, it's kind of that first warm up pitch. It comes out good, it feels good. Then it's like, all right, the weight's lifted off your shoulders. Now it's like just getting to compete mode. So you're not really thinking about that while you're out there. It's sort of just competing one pitch at a time.
Second inning, you strike out 3 guys in a row, all 96 or 97 swinging. You just feeling the fastball at that point in time?
Yeah, the fastball's a pitch that I do like to go to, and I've been working on mixing it up, but that particular inning, it kind of just rolled that way, and it worked out that those 3 were on fastballs.
Your slider also seemed, was it slider, curveball? Were they both pretty good? Your throwing them never count, it seemed like.
Yeah, slider was used more early. Curveball feel kind of came in that second inning, halfway through that second inning, I think. Started dropping the curveball in, and they both felt good today.
Did you throw any changeups today?
No changeups.
So was this a big deal for you?
I would say so. Yes. Obviously, first official professional outing. That's something that I don't take for granted. That's a really cool opportunity, and now that we got the first one out of the way, now second one as a team, and two big wins, and it's kind of a good environment. The guys are all awesome. Sort of that was my thing, just trusting the defense behind me and kind of the game plan going in, and from there it kind of just loosened up, and everything felt good. And again, it's a good thing that we have going so far.
Fans don't close many games with backup catchers?
I can't say they do, no.
How different did this feel from some of the other big games you pitched in your career? If it did.
Yeah, just naturally, it is a big moment, but it's also game 2 of, I don't even know exactly how many games we play, but a lot. And some of the other games that I've played, sort of like a win or go home situation. Those obviously, the adrenaline is even on another level. So that's kind of a different type of thing, the postseason versus a first. Because there's been firsts before. There's a first college debut. There was first SEC outing. There's been a lot of firsts, but those postseason, getting towards the end of the season, those ones are special.
What do you mean to have your family out there watching, and just have your sisters here and watching, supporting you like this?
Yeah, it always means a lot to have my family there. My friends back home were watching, and that kind of support you also don't take for granted. And my family coming all the way out here, and I think they'll be making their trips out here a fair amount, and that's pretty awesome to have.
Do you reflect at all? I mean, your mom got emotional when I talked to her about this being, kind of your first big game, or not big game, but just, do you ever reflect yourself at all with, how far you come and?
Yeah, I think that's a good little exercise to reflect on that, because as a competitor, as an athlete, you get so locked into what you need to do to, make small improvements. How do I get better at this? How do I get better at that? This wasn't good. This was pretty good, but it can be better. There's always stuff like that, and then sometimes just to step back and, be like, this is cool. But part of it was just today. It had been so long since I, played in actual competition. You count spring training, but it's spring training still, and It had been almost a year since it was, the real thing, and again, it was nice to get that out of the way and be in the win column as a team.
What do you think you'll remember the most from today?
I'd say the fans. The fans were awesome, and playing in front of that many people is always really cool. And obviously, we're lucky enough to play a game where people are willing to pay to come and watch, and a lot of people that is. So that was really cool, and they made it special.
What's your progression? What you got next time out?
I don't, but I feel good. So whatever they want me to go, I'm good for.
So you could have kept pitching.
Yes. Yeah, I could have.
It's been about 9 months since they drafted you. How have you kind of thought about the manner in which this franchise is kind of evolving?
I mean, that's outside perceptions, and I don't really like to think about that. Kind of keep a broad focus. How do I get better? What can I do to help Frisco Rough Riders win? Today, I felt like I could have done more, but we got the win, and that's big. And the bullpen obviously had to kind of throw more than they would have liked, and hopefully as we get further into the season, the starters we lengthen out, and particularly me. I mean, 3 innings in a start is not going to cut it later in the season, and that's something to work on. But I think there's always just stuff to work on, and those bigger picture thoughts are not for me to think.
Anything else we got? Cool.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.